I've always enjoyed the craft of creating something from nothing, really.
End of 2018, we started playing around with the idea of maybe we should open a distillery. Wilmington is this great tourist destination, but it didn't have a distillery at that time. So we go through the whole process of thinking about, do we want to commit to this? We decided to do it, and then we were shown this building, and that was just like the cherry on top. This building's a Quonset hut. It's rich in architectural history. It's been here through the worst hurricane that Wilmington has ever seen in the 50s. So we just knew that something was really cool here. I definitely think this building is what made us say, let's do this. We felt like something special needed to be in this building, and we were excited to bring something unique like a distillery.
Port of Entry is our debut not only into the spirits industry, but it's a nod to Wilmington with a rich history of being a port city. And so we started off with vodka, and then we brought in rum, knowing that the clears pay for the browns ultimately. So we brought out the vodka and the rum, and they did great. And we won all of these great awards on it, and it gives you confidence to continue to move forward. The Port of Entry vodka was the very first spirit that we brought out. I think it was very important for us to, start off with and stay true to our Carolina roots. So corn automatically brings in a sweetness, smoothness that you can't get from other style of vodkas. But at the same time, I wanted to create a vodka that was extremely high end. I wanted a martini grade vodka. How do you do that? What we're doing is we are distilling out the impurities 7 times, but we are only collecting the hearts. So you're getting the very, very best that you can absolutely get from corn. But then we took it a step further, and we wanted to be able to use gravity instead of pumps and automation. It cleans the spirit up to make it very crisp, very clean, very approachable.
So our gin is made up of 14 different botanicals. We went through a rigorous testing and trial batch series to really come up with the recipe that we landed on to be our Port of Entry gin. That was through the process of making all these different test bottles. And then truthfully, we sat down with a bunch of our friends at that large table that you'll find in the distillery. We sat around one night and we just sipped that gin. And each of our friends would give us comments about which ones they liked. Ultimately, we had 2 winners that night consistently. And the recipe that we have today is a combination of those 2.
So a really fun way that I've used our Port of Entry gin here at End of Days is I have paired it with our rye whiskey. And so that is a really interesting combination, but the Port of Entry gin really brings out the spice notes of like whiskey, and you don't really see those 2 paired together, but the gin is really at the forefront of that. And so it's just a really unique combination that you would never see before. And End of Days can do it because our spirits are all high quality.
The Port of Entry rum is phenomenal. I wanted to produce a rum that was very approachable, and when we were playing with our recipes, we're fermenting raw sugar, molasses, and we were playing with the ratios of that in order to create this very crisp, clean distillate, and to only use the hearts throughout the distillation process. And while we did that, we noticed these incredible flavors that were coming through: sweet cream, butterscotch, all natural. There's no additional additives going into this rum. So, we mash in the rum, we allow it to ferment, and we do a quite a long fermentation on that. And then we do a traditional pot still distillation, true to form with rum. And we do a very slow distillation. It's an all-day process. One of our most popular cocktails was a rum old fashioned. Very easy. Everybody loves a bourbon old fashioned or whatever, but a rum old fashioned was incredible. And during the time when we first opened, we didn't have any aged products to use, so we used rum, and people just absolutely loved it.
Essentially, we want people to feel like this is their entry point to the End of Days world. And so if they really love seeing these spirits, they love our vodka, they love our gin, they love our rum, we hope they come back and try the rest of our stuff and see what else is out there, because there's a lot we have to offer.